My name is Fred Brookelman. I'm a shop teacher here at Smithville Christian High School. We just had a grade 9 class in here. Well, this is their third day of shop of this section. And for a lot of them, they haven't experienced anything or working with power tools in the past. So what we want to do is we want to get kids right into working with power tools and working with machines and stuff like that as well as quick as possible, get them working on a project. So we have them in for 6 weeks and we get them to choose. They get to either build a longboard, which we have presses for. They can either build a Muskoka chair or they can build a cornhole set. For a lot of kids, it's a little bit of a fear for them to kind of overcome. And if you've never worked with stuff like that before, then it's good for them to be able to experience having success with something that they're just unfamiliar with. And to just kind of give it a go and to give it a try and to kind of overcome some fears. And so that's where a class like this, where a lot of students just don't have experience, are able to try stuff. And I have kids build some beautiful projects that have never touched a power tool in the past. So it's really cool. This is a position for me, not an outlet, but it's a place where I can use my gifts and be able to share that with other students as well. When they can see that you're passionate about something, that you really enjoy something, they can pick up on that. And so they often will ask even better questions and want to try to do something as well. We talk about how, working with the gifts that God has given you, and God's given all of us very different gifts. So some students will work with things and create projects that are just impeccable as far as structure goes. And then others will add their creativity, like in painting and varithing and different coloration and stuff like that in a finished product. So it's super cool to see the way the different gifts come out in the students, just as even in the same project. It's so amazing.
Hey, my name is Will Lammers. I teach grade 12 university prep physics. And the students in this class are working on one of two types of projects. This is worth a significant part of the mark, and it's in many ways self-designed work. So the reason they're doing this project is because it connects with a passion they have. And there is a connection in many of the projects to faith formation. So the two types of projects are Science Palooza projects, which are completely self-designed on a testable question. And then the other project is a launcher project, which is more of an engineering type of an assignment where they've got literally targets to hit. Craftsmanship is part of that project, as well as predicting how things will go. And so they're having fun, and it's go time now. They're near the due date, so there's lots of activity. But ultimately, they're in the driver's seat, and so this is driven by their passions.
Back in grade 9 tech, we had this unit on 3D printing, and I decided to try to make a little prosthetic hand. It used this tendon system that I'd done some research, and most use this same system. Anyways, I had maybe 2 weeks to do this, didn't make it very far. This past year, I got a 3D printer and decided to try to continue this project and bring it to completion. For a Science Palooza project, we are required to ask the question, if I change this, what will be the effect on this? So I decided to ask, well, what happens if I change the method which controls the finger? What will be the effect on the force output? So yeah, I designed 3 different fingers. I have this one, which is similar to mine from grade 9, versus this string. You pull down, it causes the finger to curl down. I also have this one, which uses the basic mechanical lever system. If you pull down here, it causes the finger to curl down. And finally, this one here, which uses a gear system. You pull down here, and again, it causes the finger to have that curling motion. So I tested all 3 with a force applied in the downwards direction. For instance, right here, I pull a force here, and have a force meter attached right here, which measures the force applied in this direction. And yeah, so I'm just testing different 3D printed prosthetic finger designs to see which one's actually the most effective.
I give students a lot of time over the course of the semester, a lot of class time. And there are many iterations where students have the opportunity to submit, receive feedback from. So the launcher project is more so, straight engineering. They're building It's a very task-specific goal. The Science Palooza project is an investigation of a testable question that they've got to answer. They've got a hypothesis and they're doing tests in order to see whether their hypothesis is going to be answered. And there's a lot of personal reasoning that students have for choosing their particular testable question. And so the why around that testable question is always rooted in some kind of a program thread. And so that could be, creation, caretaking, could be discovering order, it could be, building community. Students quickly gravitate toward one program thread and they say, that is the motivation I have for why I want to do this.
I'm Mrs. Van Andewel. I teach food and nutrition as part of the 1/3 of the tech credit that grade 9 students earn during their fall semester here at Smithville Christian. This rotation allows them to be familiar with the kitchen, learn a lot about teamwork with each other, definitely learn tidbits here and there about healthy nutrition for a lifetime, particularly communicating with one another verbally or with body language, and also problem solving. That's probably the biggest one. I actually introduce problems, and watching them work together to achieve a common goal is just a rich experience for them, as it is just a life skill. We experiment with a lot of different recipes, whether it's baking or cooking, but also our large fondant cake project allows us to really get to know each other, because you can pick a design that you're passionate about and you get to communicate that using your hands and art. And over the 10 years we've been doing this, no two have ever turned out the same. So that's something to celebrate as we journey with one another, celebrating the unique ways that God has made us.
I'd say my favorite thing is probably that it's more hands-on. There's not as much writing and just like taking in information, and it's more, you get to do stuff and be a little more active, and that's what makes it fun.
We get to collaborate with classmates and learn about the healthy foods to eat, and maybe try food that we haven't tried before. And we're making cinnamon rolls and sharing them with our classmates and other people in the school, which will be exciting, and just to learn to make those will be fun. I definitely think if the cinnamon rolls are good, then I'll definitely want to try making them again.
Hi, my name is Derek DeClerc. I'm the grade 9 math teacher here at Smithville Christian High School. In my classroom, we focus on learning different skills so that we can apply them in different contexts, in the real world, in different examples and fun examples as well. One thing that I think I bring to this class is I bring a sense of community. So in my class, every day we meet in a circle, we discuss different issues and topics, we complement each other and attempt to bring together a community so that when we are working on difficult subjects and difficult concepts, the students are willing and comfortable to help each other, to work with each other. Today we are learning about finances, personal finance, and the impact of compound interest. And one of the things that we're focusing on is the use of technology. So we're using Google Sheets, we use Desmos, and we implement as much technology as we can in our math curriculum so that we can deal with large numbers. Today we also introduced the topic of personal finance, and we discussed how to be stewards of our of money. And that money is a gift from God, and the way that we use it, the way that we save and spend and bless others with us directly relates to our relationship with Christ and our love for others. Again, I think community is really important in all classrooms, and especially the math classroom, because students who feel comfortable and confident with each other will grow together. And it's a beautiful thing to see grade 9 students come together as a group to support each other as they go on to their next 4 years.
I really like how when we get in the class first thing in the morning, We're all just together in a circle. Usually it'll be like giving each other compliments or something like that, and it's really fun. I think it's very important because when we do that, it shows how everyone is included, and it helps people not really feel as worried about the work. Every time we do this, we learn more about the other people in our classrooms, which means we grow more friendships and more community.
Hello, I'm Jim Vanderland, and I'm teaching a senior media course. Right now we're in a film unit, so I have some students over here setting up for a shot. Their goal is to film dialogue and learn how to film it in a way that's efficient, using 2 different cameras, and they're also learning how to set up lighting for this particular shot. So one premise of this course is to teach students to be discerning consumers of media, to learn to see what's redemptive in media. Another premise of this course is that as image bearers of a creative God, we're challenging ourselves to create excellent media. So they're using a shotgun mic, and they're also learning how to clean up their sound using a program called Audacity, which is in post-production when they're editing film. Each time they get a film challenge, there's different technical components to it that they need to learn. So the main goal is that for each film that they shoot, they gain more technical expertise, and then the end goal is that they end up shooting a larger film in groups that they will share with the student body. It's really easy to make a video with your iPhone and post it to YouTube, and you achieve a certain quality with that, but to improve that quality takes time, and once they do learn different film techniques and they get more familiar with the DSLR cameras that we're using, it's very, very gratifying for them to have created something that is definitely better than the run-of-the-mill video that gets posted, a million times a day. Every year we try to have an awards show with the school. We call it the Smithy Awards, and they share their films with the student body, sometimes at an assembly. The student body loves it. They love to see work that their fellow students have created. It's a very proud moment for the students who have made the film, and it also helps motivate them while they're making the film, knowing that other students are going to watch it and enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Stu Bender, and I teach physical education here at Smithville Christian High. This class happening right now is actually a grade 12 fitness and recreation leadership course. And so what you're seeing is actually a grade 12 student project where there's a team of 3 students who planned, organized a tournament, and now they're running it. And so this is handball, and they're basically the teachers for 2 periods. I don't have to do a whole lot except for have fun and play, and they just lead the class. Our school really values leadership and developing leaders, and I think this class is designed specifically to give students practical ways to learn those leadership skills by learning how to lead people and organize events. So they'll lead fitness classes and different things like that. I have heard of a number of students who have liked being pushed to be in front of people, because it can be quite scary, and it's just a repetition thing. So the more often they're in front leading, the easier it gets. And some students go into fields like recreation or camps where they have to lead a group of kids or adults, and I think it's just the same skills that they could use from this course in those type of fields.
It lets us practice leadership and working as a team and running things, like being in charge of a class. I feel like in math, if you're like running a class, it's more like you're sitting down, and then when you're running something in gym, you're like really engaged.
So for our grade 12s, this course we're in is recreation and healthy active living leadership. And so part of that is leading, obviously. And so all the grade 12s that are in the course, we were put into groups, and then we had to pick a sport and run a tournament on it. So my group was me, Jacob, and Ilya, and then we chose handball as our sport. We divided our class into 6 teams. We made a round robin tournament, so every team played each other once. And then we went into the playoffs, and we have a double elimination playoff bracket. And so that's what we have going right now. I think it helps show problem solving because stuff always comes up in tournaments. You have people missing, you have games going wrong scores, you have people arguing. Since a lot of time I have my idea of how I want to do things, so sometimes I need to take a step back and listen to my group members. And my group members had a lot of good ideas this tournament, so we were able to make that happen, which is good. You need to work with people for everything. If you go into university, you're working with people for group projects, and an actual job, you're working with people. And even if you're not leading something, you have to help other people who lead.
Hi, I'm Mark Flute. So this is grade 10 music. We tend to focus on the guitar in grade 10 music. And right now, students are developing their own songs and skills. They set their own goals, and I work alongside of them as they develop those skills. So each kid has their own song, and I come alongside of them. So some of them are, well, they're all relishing play. They're all enjoying it and playing around with their own ideas. They're all overcoming setbacks as they learn how to deal with music, because it's a skill and a practice, and they get better at it throughout the semester. I love teaching this class. It's a fun group of students. Grade 10 is just a fun year to be in high school. You're developing your own unique styles. This class particularly is fun because I get to walk alongside of students as they develop their own skills and abilities, and they develop their own individuality in it all too. I hope that from this class they're able to find music on their own, and that they're their own individual learner and they don't need the guide as often, and that they can find their own resources. I also hope they develop a greater appreciation of a variety of music as opposed to just having their own one style that they're stuck to.
Most of us are working on our timeline and origins assignment. We have to research a type of music and where it came from, key influences, stuff like that. I'm doing alt rock. There's a couple of bands that I listen to that are alt rock, but I've never really known too much about it, so I kind of wanted to learn a bit more. We're all going to learn a lot about a lot of different types of music, and I think that's going to be really fun, and maybe it'll widen my horizon so I can listen to some other stuff. You need to know more about music and not just play it. So every once in a while we'll do a research assignment so we can learn about what we're actually doing. Well, I think that music is really important. It can improve your mental health, and it's a great skill to have. And I'm really happy when I'm playing music. I like it, so I think that will impact the rest of my life because it's a great skill to have, and it makes me happy. So I think that's all that matters.